hardest trophy to win in professional sports. You hear it a million times. It used to be 7 best of 7s to win the title. It's still close to that.
It's a round robin tournament. You can't have you can't afford to have a night off.
Back in 90-91 when I was a player, we won the OHL championship in Sault Ste. Marie. We were really disappointed ourselves and we weren't ready and prepared. And I told them to enjoy the night when we won the OHL championship when we come to the rink the next day. There's something bigger that I missed when I was your age, and there's not a week goes by where you wish you could have another chance. It's such a huge championship to win. And I told them my story, and I just told them we are the favorite team going in. You don't get this opportunity very often, and don't let it happen to you what happened to me, basically.
Rimouski's about the size of Chatham. It's about 40,000 people. It's way out in the Gaspé Peninsula there, and almost like you're isolated out there. I mean, you're there for hockey, and that's it.
I've never really been or heard of it other than Crosby. Right? Crosby put them on the map.
You get that few days to sort of relax, settle in, sort of take in all the glory, but you have no idea what you're going to face. And it's not just the players you're dealing with. It's a whole different atmosphere. It's a whole different group of officials. I mean, they call the game a whole little, a world different than maybe what you've seen all regular season. That's something else you have to adapt to.
The first thing we did was pack a lot of our stuff up in the room here. The mats, the gym equipment, and the water cooler, the rug from the room, everything to make it feel like home. Guys sat beside the same guys in the room. All the sayings on the walls were the same. It was awesome.
We had a practice when we got there. We're the first team out of the 4 to practice, and you could just see the nervous energy amongst the guys. And hundreds of media members there, cameras, bulbs flashing everywhere, and you could just see the guys were, and sure enough, my first press conference with the other 3 coaches was, how does it feel to be favored number 1? I think that got to our team a little bit. It got to me, got to the kids that, okay, you know what, the pressure's on now, we got to perform, and just played out of character. Drummondville surprised us how strong they were. We thought that we might be an easier opponent.
First game against Drummondville was the game. They had the 2-1 lead.
As the game went on, we went better, but we just couldn't hold the lead.
Drummondville gets a late goal in the 3rd period, forces overtime. Bad bounce here, and suddenly it's in the net, and then they're behind. They've lost their first game.
We're a great team. We showed it all season, but one game to the next, you can't depend on what's going to happen. You never know where the bounces are going to go, and that's what makes the Mem Cup so hard, because you only get a few games. It's not a 7-game series anymore.
The first one we got ripped into pretty hard by Bob, and I think he let us know that it's unacceptable, especially the way we lost that one.
The game 2, okay, look, let's settle down, play our game, not worry about the other team as much. And Rimouski was terrible the first night against Kelowna. They hadn't played 3-4 weeks. We weren't expecting the Rimouski team we've seen that night. They were flying.
We also had a crowd of 4,000 that was right behind the home team.
And we could just never get it back. It just seemed like we were in that rut, and we scored a couple goals, and we just started feeling a little bit sorry for ourselves, I think.
Justin Shug had just broken his collarbone.
Turned into a shootout. Windsor got behind 4-1. Got back to within a goal going into the 3rd period, gave up a shorthanded goal, and had plenty of chances, outshot them badly in the 3rd period, just couldn't get that equalizer to get to the overtime.
I think what happened when they went into the Memorial Cup, they thought there was going to be sort of a breeze or something. They played lousy.
I think we probably had a little too much time off actually getting into Rimouski, and that's what started us off on the wrong foot.
I think it was like we just thought we completed everything. We kind of won the OHL, and that was the big thing, and the trip to Rimouski was the bonus on top of it. So I think that, and a bit of we were a week and a half off, so I think that didn't help us either.
It was real rough, especially frustrating. We played pretty good. We didn't play our A game. I think we played at 80%. We still had chances to win both games, but it was frustrating.
They had to adjust. The glass was 6 feet instead of 8 feet, so some of their shoot-ins had to be a little bit different. Even on the side, it was only 4 feet instead of 6 feet. Little things like that, the bounces on the boards, all of those things. And I think really what hit them the hardest was the two Quebec-based teams, Drummondville and Rimouski. A lot of people talk about those leagues that they're just skaters and it's like shinny hockey. Well, that wasn't the case with these two teams. These two teams were very physical. That caught the Spitfires off guard.
You lose 2 games in a best of 7, you have a chance. You just got to win the next one and you're right back into it. You lose 2 games in a round robin, like the Memorial Cup. You're down 2 games to none. Now all of a sudden you find yourself in a tiebreaker. You're playing 4 consecutive Game 7s, 4 consecutive elimination games. If you lose, you're done.
We've seen a lot of water go under the bridge, believe me. Before, it was helter-skelter.
I was never a great fan of the previous ownership as we struggled and had worse and worse years after more turmoil and all the stuff that happened made the papers and the news about hazing, players being out after curfew, and something had to change. Bugner, Reichel, and Dobrich, when they bought the team, everything started changing immediately.
You saw a much different approach. They had an agenda, they had a game plan, and they stuck by it no matter what.
Being hockey guys with hockey backgrounds and not being content to own a team and be okay. These guys wanted to win.
These guys were guys that had to be in the lineup every night as a regular at the NHL level, had to do everything right, had to have a passion for a game and a love for the game.
Reichel and Bugner are true hockey. You can't fool those guys. Those guys are gold in terms of you can't kid a kidder, and they've been a kidder.
The guys that are talented don't have to think, they just do it. The guys that scratch like them, they got to think.
Reichel stepped into Leach, and he throws a couple of rights.
Warren Reichel knocks Roberts' helmet back. Warren Reichel coming back.
Get up and down. Gretzky pulls up. Gretzky with the Sansom save. Score! Warren Reichel! Collision time. Warren Reichel with a clean shoulder.
Stock and Bobby Bugner are going to go down. Stock and Bugner are going to battle. Adam Petmarch and Bob Bugner. In front, look out, a wrist shot score! It's Bugner getting his first of the year!
Both of them good grinder, banger hockey. But nobody's going to put anything, no player's going to put anything over on them.
We knew what we were getting into, I think, when we got the team. I think it was a situation that needed to be turned around.
It didn't look good for a while, to be quite honest with you, but we kept at it, very persistent.
It wasn't like playing hockey. You go to the rink for a couple hours, you come home. We're 12 hours a day at the office just to plan how you want the season to unfold and how you want to be part of the community and different initiatives that way. We weren't going to just go halfway. We're going to go all the way if we're going to do it.
They're in a position with the management they have here to get the right wheels.
They were determined one way or another they're going to build a championship club, no matter what it took. I think everybody was shocked that it happened so quickly.
We started right from scratch. We cleaned out the cupboards no matter who was here. We wanted to put our own stamp on the team. We wanted to be our guys, and immediately we made a lot of trades and got draft picks, and we built through the draft.
The first draft really came to light, I think. Nemish, Kandari, Henrique, Wellwood, Adam Wallace. You know, you got to take a lot of factors into consideration when you're looking at a midget player. You might be outstanding in midget, but to come to the next level and start playing against men who are 18, 19 is different. You know, will the boy do the extra? What it takes. Can he take a good chewing from the coach? Is he good in school? Is he going to respect his teammates? We've made our hay here with the Spits drafting second-round players. That includes Blacker, that includes Watson, and Ryan Ellis. That's a second-round pick. So we've got ahead of the other guys right now by our second-round picks.
When I look at investing money, you stick to what you know, or you bring the people in who are taking care of the most important area, and that's really the product on the ice.
Pete's very good at what he does in the financial and closing deals and the marketing and advertising. He's very business savvy. Warren's strength is identifying talent and bringing in the right kind of mix of the players and building a team. He's very good at that. I've played a long time, and I think the players can relate to that, and I like to see kids and help develop them, and I think that's all three of our strengths come together, and it makes a pretty good ownership group pretty powerful.
If you look around anywhere in the OHL, in the NHL, the biggest success, it's not a secret, it's stability. The players know there's one boss.
Bob's the head coach. We work under Bob, but he certainly lets us have our say. And at the end of the day, he'll make the final decision because the head coach has to. But neither of us are afraid to voice our opinion, and I think that's what makes us good.
After the turnaround from the first season, with a major turnaround, 51 points or so, you knew that there was something in the air.
We got to work, brought the parties together immediately and said, hey, let's get to work and see what it's going to take to bring a team here, not only a product on the ice, but a championship team.
We came from such a bad season. We took our lumps, and then we came out the next season, and people weren't expecting a lot. And we came out firing. And from then on, we just kept adding pieces of the puzzle, the whole management, and they really know what they're doing.
What's critical for us is to be able to always be an organization that prepares these players the best for the NHL.
You got to mold them not only as hockey players, but as people as well. It's gratifying for Bob and I and Pete to make these kids better on and off the ice. When you tell a player you're an NHLer, and Boogie or I tell them something, it's coming from an NHL guy. Trust me, we know it works, and they know we're pros and they can trust us.
Them having the experience, them just coming right out of the game, they know, what it's like, what it takes. I think that means a lot to our guys.
And our job is at 16 years old to gain their trust and to make sure that we change their game, to allow their skills to do the right things, but at the same time play the systems that we want them to play.
There's a lot to step into as such a young kid, and a big change, but it was a blast just learning all the new stuff.
DJ Smith really taught me a lot. He took me under his wing. I started working out with him. I got bigger, I got faster. I got an edge to my game, and then my game took off.
This previous 2 years, they worked on my game. I mean, I was more of a just all speed, and now I got a complete game, I think, and play defense, offense, and I think I contributed a lot to that.
Having that knowledge behind you on the bench and not kind of second guessing, because they know they've been there, they know every answer, so you're just looking at them, listening, and trying to do what they tell you.
The kids really know and trust each other. They love playing in Windsor. They love the city. You really have to be patient. You know what kids are going through away from home. They might be dealing with injuries, but we have a good support staff here of training staff, doctors, education consultants.
It's one big family, and you can see that when they play on the ice.
These same guys, a lot of us have been together for 3 years, and we've been just adding pieces to the puzzle, and everybody seems to fit. And every time somebody comes here, they say, this is the closest team I've ever seen.
To get to own and coach your hometown team, I mean, that opportunities like that don't come around very often, and it doesn't feel like work. This is something we love to do.
You can't ask for anything more from this organization. It's first class all the way.
I enjoyed the barn.
The barn was my home for so many years, and I grew up in that arena.
I like the mystique of the barn. I like the fact that other teams come in and they were intimidated.
I miss the barn. It was a great place to play. I think it suited my game.
It was a lot of fun being there. We had great fans. I mean, just the whole atmosphere was incredible.
I loved the intimacy I had with the fans. I would always invite kids up to my booth to come and watch a period of hockey from the broadcast booth, which was always nice, and they always got a charge out of it.
I've been in the Chicago Stadium, Boston Gardens, and the whole deal, but I've never had a better feel as in that old barn. That was hockey.
I know there with so many shooters, we could really hang a number on some teams. If our guys got hot, you come inside that blue line, you're 10 feet shorter.
A lot of times, if a goal was scored, if there was an incident on the ice, I wouldn't say anything because the fans were doing the talking for me. And the ambience that they created, I couldn't jar it and sell it at any price. It's invaluable.
It's a grand old facility. It served its purpose well. It had come to a time when if we were going to have a very successful Junior A franchise in Windsor, then we had to build a new state-of-the-art building. It had been kicked around for so many councils.
The city of Windsor and this entire region needed a facility that we were all going to be proud of.
Even though there's a lot of history now at the Windsor Arena, it was time.
Sadler and the City of Windsor did a marvelous job in putting together a complete facility that is just next to none.
I can take you to a lot of facilities where you've got rink floor, you've got rink boards, you have glass, you have spectator seats, but it's the attention to detail that makes or breaks the success of a building like this. Fortunately, when you have an ownership like we do with the Spitfires, they've probably played in every spectator facility that you could think of in North America and Europe. So they were a great resource to go to. Little things, what height of bench do you want? How long a bench do you need? What kind of dressing room? How would you build it so you would attract young players to come here? We were blessed with a very good general contractor in PCR. Local firm, the Colovino family, put their name behind it, their reputation behind it. That made things very easy, because when it came down to decisions on doing things right, they did it right.
This is a state-of-the-art facility. This is an NHL rink. This is how you want to learn to play hockey. We have the gym, we have all the equipment to be a pro hockey player here. Now it's all a full package here. You come to this new rink, there's nothing missing here.
We've got a 6,500 seat facility. There is not a bad seat in this building.
Once you walk in here and see the seating, especially, I call it the steep end, you fall in love with this place, the WFCU Center.
It's a sweet building. It's awesome. It's great when it's full.
It's a big, big improvement. I still come in, look around, and say, is this Windsor? And I think the kids have taken right in with the building, too.
The new one is bigger, and you can skate a lot faster, skate a lot wider around guys. Just the updates to the new place has been unbelievable. We have plasma TVs, we have iPod docks, it's crazy in there, and cushion seats, and I think we found a nice little home there.
To play here first night, December 11th, I think I'll never forget. I know the kids will never forget it, and it was just a great moment for the city, and to be a part of that, I think our players appreciated that. They knew that this was something special, and it was just an opening of another rink.
Say that the only thing that this arena is missing is the Memorial Cup.
In running any successful business, there always has to be a balance between a return to the shareholders, investing in the future in an infrastructure, and also investing in the community. The groundswell has been created, and everybody is in favor of it. I don't think a week that went by that I would not run into people around the city and even in the county who said, this is the right thing to do. You should be very proud of having our name associated with the facility.
No matter who I talk to, they're saying basically, hey, it's a fun time. It's just a good time. I can get a beer, I can do a little business on the side. I'm still with my family. I've got great seats. There's not a bad seat in the house.
This is better than a lot of pro rinks when you talk about the atmosphere. They've done a great job. The guys that are running the electronic environment in here, the jumbotrons and the screens, getting the fans involved.
Watching them in person is spectacular. The grit, the perseverance, the commitment to excel.
The new logo, I think, is great. It represents change to me. Old ownership, a new path.
We needed to freshen it up, I think. Pete Dobrich was an important part of that. He knew that we couldn't do it ourselves and do it the proper way. We went out there, met with a bunch of companies, and Hargrave Stewart was our pick, and they've done an unbelievable job of just recreating the look of the Windsor Spitfires and branding us.
I was brought in to start completely from scratch. The team wanted a new look, a new theme. They wanted something exciting, something dynamic. You design it, and all of a sudden it's all over everything.
From the merchandising to the billboards to the website.
It was really difficult to show emotion or even add character to the plane. There's certain elements that we had to add to the plane to kind of give it a little bit more fire. It's a meaner look, it's a darker look, a lot of textures, a little more bold. Some war buffs were convinced that the P-40 only had the teeth on the plane, so we did a lot of research, and it was common at that time for a lot of planes to have that paint for intimidation. When I see a shirt or a hat, I usually smile, and it feels good that it's out there and people are proud to wear it.
I'm really glad to be a part of that branding process. It's been a lot of fun.
The one thing that captured the whole hockey world was obviously the Mickey Reynolds story.
He was the heart and soul kind of Windsor guy. He would, he worked hard, he was big, he was strong, he fought when he had to. He did all the things the Windsor guys do.
As a 16-year-old, you're kind of shy at first, and he was that guy to kind of, the in-between guy to help us out, and he made it clear that he was there for us and he was going to help us out, and I think that made our job, me, Taylor, Blacker, and a couple other people, our job's a lot easier coming in knowing that we had someone like that to support us. We played this season for him. We have 18 all over the place. We have a lamp in our room to show us he's with us, and we hung his jersey behind our bench. I know he was looking down on us.
And I think it made all of our kids stronger, realize that there's bigger things than hockey out there, so it's nothing to give it all you got every day. When you go to hockey for 60 minutes or 2 hours, having to think of what the Reynolds family had to go through, it's nothing to get on a bike and do sprints for 45 minutes.
He was a fun guy to be around. He was the guy that you always wanted to be next to on the bus, or you wanted to sit next to him at dinner. He was the guy that would make you laugh every chance, and he taught me a lot personally. I couldn't be more proud to take over as captain from him, because he taught me a lot about leadership. He taught me how to be competitive. I know it brought us together as a group.
Everybody knew they would have a good team. They were coming off a great season, which they improved, I think, by 79 points the year before. So they were certainly a club on the rise.
When you see these guys step on the ice and they win after win after win after win, they just keep dominating. The positive momentum just kept getting stronger and stronger.
When a team gets off and wins, 19 of their first 20, you kind of get a feeling that, this is more than just a good hockey team. This is a chance. This is a team with a chance to be very, very special. A team with a chance to win a title, and obviously in 34 years, it's only happened once in this city. So, you kind of knew early that this team had that chance to do it.
The fact that we always were straightforward, hard chipping pucks. Even our skilled players were hard to play against, dumping pucks, keeping pucks on the outside, getting to the net. It's hard to play against that after it comes wave after wave after wave, and that's what we did.
Everybody on our team wanted to win. Everybody had the drive to win, and I think that was one of our things that really pushed us over the top.
We had our goals, and we set out to accomplish them, and if something didn't go our way, we lose the game, we would just get right back at it next game.
We really knew that we have a great shot at winning it all, not just making it, but winning it.
There was stretches during the season where we went on a 14-game winning streak one time, an 18-game winning streak another time, and you can see some arrogance sneaking into the room, and sometimes you got to be abrasive and take it out of the room. And you still want them to be confident, but not cocky.
Sometimes, I hate to say it, the National Hockey League of the 82 games, you see some guys floating. Well, and you float in junior hockey, you're gone. It's that simple. You can't float because there's a million guys waiting to take your spot, especially with Bob and Warren. They'll see if you float. So the difference is every time you go to the game, you know you're going to get 100%.
Our goal setting at the beginning of the year with our staff was to make the playoffs. And I can remember saying to Bob and Warren both, I think our team is better than that.
I don't think you go into a season consciously saying we're the favorites for the OHL championship or the Memorial Cup, but I know it was a goal that was being set, and players had their sights set that way.
Give credit to the hockey management team because they had to make a decision during this season whether to take a run at this cup or not, because next year is supposed to be their run year. And once they got through the league in the early stages and they saw what they were working with and they basically had a good look at the rest of the league, that decision was made to make some trades and let's take a run at it this year and let's see if at the same time we can keep everything intact for next year.
When you get ranked #1 out of the chute and top in Canada, and then you continue to have that pressure on you and play, and after 20 games you've only lost 1 or 2 games, then you know it's a no-brainer. You got to make some adjustments, make some trades, and go for it this year.
Coming back this year, losing Josh Bailey, set us back some, but picking up Lochtianoff in the European draft kind of solidified that move.
When I seen that team, on the ice, you know you're going to be good. It's just a matter of how good can you be. Can the kids fit together? Is the goaltending going to come together? Everything's got to come together.
You could see the talent, you could see the mix, you could see the chemistry. All the different elements were sort of in place for this team to sort of do some special things down the road. When a team sort of rolls through the regular season the way they did, you're sort of waiting for, well, when are they going to get that test? When are they going to have that little pitfall that, that's going to challenge them? It really didn't come in that first round against Owen Sound. There were a couple of games where, there were some goaltending switches and they had to rally for wins. But I mean, you're talking about a team that finished almost 40 some odd points behind them in the standings. When it got real interesting was that second round against Plymouth when, you've got a team that's been your rival forever. I mean, you play 8 times during the regular season as it is. There's not a lot of love lost between those two teams to begin with. So, I mean, the two most penalized teams in the league, you knew it was going to be a physical series. You knew it was going to be no one giving a single inch. And you knew that Plymouth would love nothing better than to knock Windsor from that #1 pedestal they've had all year.
They blocked shots. They were doing things we weren't doing.
That was a battle. That was a war. You won the series 4-2, and now you had to gear up for London after that. I mean, it might be the best rivalry in the OHL, London and Windsor. People were listening, and people were watching, and people were into it.
We went up 3-1, and the games could have went either way. London Knights might be the next best team that we faced.
It was a tremendous series. I mean, that was some of the great, hockey that I've been able to witness. I've been very fortunate. I've called 2 Stanley Cup championships with New Jersey. But I will tell people this, and I've told them all summer, this has been one of the most rewarding, from a broadcasting standpoint, experiences that I've ever had. Just watching this club take step after step after step.
I mean, these were 2 teams that when they decided they were going to kick up their offensive game, they just kicked it up. And I mean, there seemed to be nothing the other team could do.
5 overtimes in a row, you can't ask for better than that.
There's experiences that a lot of us have never experienced, and 5 overtimes in a row, none of us ever experienced it. So, you're just hanging on to each other, hoping to say the right things. But a lot has to do with the players. They got to go out and do it. We give them the game plan. They got to go out and execute it. And certainly we all know overtime is a bounce here or a bounce there.
This was a club that was so closely bonded for a lot of different reasons that you did not want to be the guy in the locker room that let your buddy down, let your line mate down, let your teammate down. That's a very, very healthy thing. Coaches can't teach that.
We have good leaders on our team with Harry Young as our captain and a good surrounding core of guys that helped.
We built our team for a 7-game series. Whether it was to play the tough game, the fast game, the skill game, we had all the boxes checked. And I think that's modern day hockey.
There was no way that in a 7-game series, with the depth this team had, that a team was going to beat them. As the series went longer, that was to their advantage, as crazy as that may sound. Even if it was a Game 7, I still felt the Spitfires were in control and had the advantage because physically they were stronger, they were deeper than every other team.
I didn't think there was anybody that could stop us.
Your best players have to be your best players. Your Nemeses, your Ellises, your Halls, your Andrew Angelages. But you know what? Along the way, you saw 2 or 3 guys emerge when you really needed it. And I think that's the true sign of a team.
Throughout the playoffs, you can really see the progression of our team and how we got better and better after each game.
Guys stepped out of their normal role of just doing the simple things and really stepped up in big situations, scoring goals for our team.
I realized what was at stake, and I knew what I needed to do. Throughout the playoffs, I really stepped it up and won us some games that we needed to win. The first goal, I was actually just about to get off the ice. I got the puck, it was a 1-on-2. It was a harmless shot. I was like, I'm just gonna shoot on net. It went in. So happy. I was surprised that it went in, but yet again, relieved too. And the game winner, for the series winner, puck was just sitting right in front. Easy tap-in for me, so I don't think I was expected to score those goals, but that series could have went either way.
No OHL series had ever gone 5 overtime games, and I mean, to come away from that to win those 4 of the 5 in the overtime, I mean, that from a confidence level standpoint, I don't think there was any doubt that these guys knew that once they got to that league final, regardless of whether it was Belleville, Brampton, whoever they were playing, that they had what it took to take that final step.
Beating them in that 5th game, that was an incredible moment. That'll be something that a lot of the guys remember forever.
That was one of the toughest series I think we've all ever played in, so after that I didn't think anything was going to stop us.
I know it's the biggest cliche in sports is one game at a time, one shift at a time, one period at a time. And with a club that good, sometimes it's not an easy thing to do, you know, focusing on the task at hand when your sights are set so high. And I think Bob Jones, DJ Smith, and Bob Bugner and Warren Reichel did a great job of reeling in a very great cast of young stallions and good players. The long-term goal was there, but they never lost the task at hand, which was the next shift.
Brampton, they were a tough opponent too, and they played us strong. They have some great players there, and it was we took them in 5, and that was a hard-fought series.
But when it came time for all the action to be decided and the game was on the line, Windsor knew what that last little step was they had to take to sort of make the difference between winning and losing.
I wouldn't have given many organizations or teams a chance after that, to be honest with you.
Had to win the last game of the round robin just to get to the tiebreaker. Then they had to win the tiebreaker, then the semifinal and the final.
Thank the big guy upstairs that we had the 2 bad games at the beginning. If we have a bad game at tiebreaker, you're done.
It's such a fine line. I mean, you're talking about 3 league champions, you're talking about 3 teams against you that, you know, all have talent. I mean, it's just the right balance, the right time, the right place, and you know, they just needed to sort of get a little bit of confidence back into their game. I mean, that's the part that was missing.
Collectively, we knew we were a better team than we were playing. But in that Memorial Cup tournament, it's always not the best team that wins. It's a team that has it going at the right time, and we knew we had 1 game to get it going against Kelowna.
I think the coaches did a good job at being relaxed in front of the kids, loosening them up, and basically just talking about the journey we've been on and keeping them focused, but also allowing them to have fun with the tournament. That's one thing I said, listen, you're going to come here. This is something not a lot of kids get to do. I said, you still have to have fun. You have to remember it's just a hockey game, and there's a lot more important things in life. And I said, you know, amongst the other coaches, I said, let's just go back. Let's have fun. Let's just put smiles back on their faces. We only got 1 more game if we lose. We got to make sure that the kids are as loose as possible. And that's what we did. The next day, we took a total day off. We went and had a pool tournament at a little pub in Rimouski, and the kids started joking around again. And I said, don't worry about hockey for a day. Don't even think about it. We'll have our meeting tomorrow at the rink. And it seemed to work. I think the guys just were more relaxed. And you know, we got to play a team in Kelowna on that 3rd game that was played a lot like us.
I'll tell you, Kelowna couldn't have come out at a better time. They were the perfect tonic for the Spitfires at that point because they played a similar game to the OHL.
There's not much you can say. I mean, it's do or die. Played a great game. I think we outshot them 40-20, typical Spitfire game, putting pucks on the net, solid defense, and we came away with the win. We were alive.
After we lost the first 2, we were in a little bit of, I wouldn't say panic, but we knew we had to win, and we got desperate, and that's when our team, our true character showed.
You're not always going to play your best every night, but you know, to just keep coming back, coming out harder and harder, I think we got better as the tournament went on.
And they were very poised under the stressful, 4 games against the wall to win is unbelievable.
We were getting better and better after each game, and I think it brought us closer to the 2 games that we lost, and we had to win.
And all of a sudden, they got a life, and it's a true champion when you come off the floor, because they were on the floor, and they showed pictures of Reichel in the stands there, and he was sweating, I'll tell you.
The reason why we won that game is we played our best defensive game of the year, not of the playoffs, not of the Memorial Cup, but of the year. We only allowed 16 shots against the Kelowna Rockets, which is pretty amazing. And that was when we found, we started clicking and saying, look, we just beat probably the second-rated team in the tournament handily because we played great defense. Let's do that. We know we can score goals, and then it continued against Rimouski.
Rimouski had to come back and play Windsor right after finishing up the round robin against Drummondville, and that game was going to decide who had to play the tiebreaker and who got to go right on into the semifinal.
We're losing 4-2 after 2. And I said, Boogie, we can't go down like this. Lose to Rimouski twice, no way, we're a better team. And he went in there and
we said, hey, we've come all this way, this isn't how it's supposed to end. We just got to win a period to stay alive.
And the rest is history. The boys came out, Mitchie scored 3 goals in 3 minutes.
You've scored many big goals, Dale, especially this year, but how do these 3 rank for you?
It's probably the 3 best goals I've ever scored in my life, to be honest with you.
Not getting rid of us yet! Please, please. All right. Hey, it's got check time, fellas. Never lost hope. We knew if we had the right opportunity, we just kept playing the right way. You can never keep the Spitfires down. We had most character in this tournament, had the most leadership, best coaching. There it is! Best GMing. Hey, listen, we got another game tomorrow. They're saying they're banged up, whether they are or they aren't. They were terrible the other night against Rimouski. Rimouski owned them. They did look tired. All right, that's for matter. One of their kids broke an ankle. Okay, we're gonna be putting people in the lineup here. This is our opportunity to catch a team. Hey, we're coming back to back, but we're the best conditioned team in the league. That's all mental. Tomorrow, again, I said to Taylor, we got 75 minutes more to play in this tournament. Now it's down to 50. All right. It's fucking, come on, boys. Now it's going to be down to 20 or 30 for some guys.
One game at a time.
That's right. Empty your tanks tomorrow. That means doing the right things tonight.
Cigarette!
That's it, buddy. That means doing the right things tonight. We're going right back to the hotel. Timothy!
All right, don't leave. There you go. 2 more.
after that point, I knew we were going to win.
I don't think there was ever any doubt in any of them at that point. I mean, they were saying it after the game that, you know, we can be the team that takes this and makes history and becomes the first team to ever roll the table. Again, they're forced to go back in overtime just like they did the first time. But, you know, this time they just kept coming and coming and coming. Marco Kuzno was an outstanding goaltender, an Anaheim draft pick for Drummondville.
You know, all year, Adam Henrique has been a solid player for us, probably one of our best two-way guys, but to see him, you know, explode like he did and lead the team like he did really showed something. You know, we made that adjustment after game two. We switched all our lines and put Adam between Hall and Nemish, and we strengthened our third line with Lockdown, Mitchell, and Wellwood. So we made some changes, and I've seen that little change, and we're not taking credit for it at all. It's Adam Henrique and Hall and Nemish. It just seemed to bring new life into that line.
They got one off the face-off. Adam Henrique got a little rebound, popped it in, and they were off to the final.
Every time we just didn't want to think about the next game going to it. We wanted to finish them off strong, but after we won each game, it was just kind of like relief, like we did it, now move on to the next one. And I think you have to go in with that mentality, kind of live it up for the moment. You're happy you won, but you got that game, and they're gonna come out even harder. So you gotta be ready for that.
Before the game, I asked, you know, I said, put up your hand. I said, Taylor Hall, how many minutes do you play? And he says, you know, about 25 minutes a night. And I said, you got 25 minutes left to empty your tank. I asked the next guy, he says 15. I said, think about it. If 15 minutes, break it down, how many shifts that? 16, 17 shifts. That's all you got left to play. If you can win those 15, 16 shifts, you're a champion. Could never take it away from you. And we talked a lot about that. Talked a lot about destiny, about where we've come from. And it was really a sort of an emotional meeting, the last one before the game. And, and then after that, I closed the doors and I said, there's nothing left to say. It's 10 minutes to go. Let the guys get themselves ready.
3 goals in 3 minutes and 33 because they go to a quick power play and Quip makes it 3-0 with a sort of little floater from the blue line that just finds its way to the back of the net.
And I sort of looked at the other coaches on the bench. I go, this is it's almost too good to be true. It's a little scary what's happening right now.
Being there in 87, 88, and seeing a dominant club like the 88 club was, not be able to close the deal, get so close and lose that final game. They led that final game 3-0. And when this club led 3-0 early on, I didn't say a word.
You don't want to tell them to sort of tighten up and go back into a defensive shell at this point because things are going so good. But you wanted to see if you can get that 4th goal. We never did for a while until it was at the end of the 2nd period, and they came back and got one. It was 3-1, then 4-1. Once it was 4-1, you could see the guys breathe and relax a little bit. And that 3rd period was, it was a work art the way we just put a blanket out there. And that's when you see your veterans come in and the character guys, the Ben Schutrons, the Harry Youngs, the guys, and I can hear them. I'm on one side of the dressing room, and there's a room in between the 2 dressing rooms, and I can hear them saying all the right things. And I didn't even almost have to go in there because they were reiterating everything I was thinking in my mind. That's when you know you have some good leadership.
I know the first 3 shots went in, and that's great, but we were all over them shot-wise. And typical fashion we did all year, we were resilient, we kept going.
I know a lot of guys didn't sort of get the credit. You sort of get lost sometimes when you have the star players, the Ryan Ellises and the Taylor Hall, and I know Taylor Hall walked away with the MVP. But I mean, you look at some of the guys who came up with efforts. I mean, Adam Henrique, I don't know, absolutely outstanding. I mean, he scores the overtime winner in the semifinal. He gets the 1st goal of the final. You look at Andrew Angelage, who, probably has been criticized his entire career in junior hockey. I mean, you win 60 some odd games, you come back, you win 4 straight. And I'm sure he was pretty tired too when it was all said and done. But you had guys that as a team just refused to believe that, this season wasn't going to end without a championship at this level, and that's the way it played out.
Down 2-0 in a round-robin tournament to come back. If you stop and think about it, it's just remarkable.
I'll never forget being down 0-2 and that feeling of having to win 4 games straight. I think it was 6 games in 9 days or 8 days, and everybody's tired at that point of the season and banged up and hurt, and just how they found that extra gear and persevered. And they have a saying on the back of their shirts, and something they used all playoffs, and it was called "Whatever It Takes." And I think we're going to put that on the Memorial Cup rings because I think that really justifies or tells a story of what these kids did. They just did whatever it took.
A true champion comes off the floor. They didn't quit. That was just wonderful to see them win.
We put ourselves in a must-win 4 times, and we responded. So it's never been done before, and I'm proud of the guys for that. It goes down in history.
We didn't really realize the impact it had until we really got home, stepped off that plane, and we saw all the people waiting for us. It was incredible. I think that's when it hit us.
I didn't know what to expect. I mean, I've seen the Stanley Cup teams come off, and they got a huge crowd, but I didn't think we were going to get an entrance like that. And I was the second one. Harry was the first with the cup.
When we walked off that plane, it was crazy to see it. We just got hit by a wave of people, and I think that's when it all hit us. We just won such a huge championship, and we did it for the city.
When you got off the plane and we did that parade, it was very overwhelming. Like, it was a very weird feeling. And you didn't realize how much it meant for the city.
To be able to have a good team in your own town is a plus, no question.
It gives you something to champion, and when you have a champion in your team and it says Windsor Spitfires, you feel good, pride.
people driving around downtown and restaurants and bars and banners all over the place, and you know, everybody's wearing a Spitfire shirt now, the parade, the rally. It's just been an amazing year.
Somebody was looking out for the Windsor Spitfires this year, and between what they put together on the ice, their promotion, the new logo, the billboards, every time you turn on the radio, they were the talk of the town, and rightfully so. It was just a fabulous run.
You don't win championships without believing in yourselves, and those boys believed in themselves.
The Spitfires are a dream team. They came together, they showed the perseverance that I would suggest that Windsor is all about.
Right from day one, we made a plan, we stuck by it. You know what, people wrote us off after the first two, but that's our perseverance, our city, our Windsor, our players, all they gone through. I'm so proud of them. It's unbelievable.
And right now, we've accomplished everything. New arena, good team, something the city to be proud of, and a Memorial Cup championship.
Everybody knows Windsor in Essex County situation, and to keep pounding on it, you know, I'm tired of it. We're going to survive, and Windsorites, people out in Essex County, they're strong-willed, and they're much like this hockey team. There's always that look in their eye that says we're going to succeed and we're going to be successful.
We're part of history. We're doing something special. The city is so proud of us, and I think that's it's a great feeling when the times aren't that great here, and the people are taking a sense of ownership and loyalty and pride behind our team. I think we feel good of what we brought to the city, but it's nice to see everybody else enjoying it and standing behind it as well.
Thank you. So on behalf of Dwight Duncan and I, both representing this great riding and this great team, I'm very happy to present to the Premier of Ontario the jersey of the Windsor Spitfires. Well done.
You know, it's going to be really, really awesome when we get to raise the banner in here next year.
In Rimouski, it was a crash course in Hockey 101. A lot of people lost sight of how young this team still is. You look at the returning nucleus next year, they're all back, which is kind of a scary thought.
Not a lot of teams. I think there's been 9 teams that have repeated as Memorial Cup champions. Not an easy task to do. So, I mean, to find that in yourself to come back and win again after you've already done it, you sometimes worry about complacency.
You can believe that the rest of the OHL is going to be gunning for Windsor. So I think the games become a little tougher.
I don't want to look too far ahead, but I really like the players we're returning.
We have the core guys here, the Nemishes, the Henriques, the Halls, the Ellises, Canaries, Wellwood. They're all back.
I haven't even thought about next year. Just enjoying the moment right now, but if we could go on and win it next year, I can't ask for more in your OHL career.
You still got pieces coming back into place to sort of fill the holes that you lost. So you hope that guys that come in will provide that impetus to sort of push through for another chance.
I think we're as good next year as this year. We're going to come out and try to defend it.
It's no time to sit back and kind of enjoy everything that's happened. Anything you can do to get better, that's what comes first. It's been the best situation I could have even thought possible, and to know we have a chance to repeat next year, that's even more special.
The hardest part is not to have that Memorial Cup hangover.
Somehow or other all summer, you're not, you know, you're euphoria or whatever you call it, and all of a sudden you're back at it again. It'll take them a month or so to get it wound up again.
You're talking about almost 100 games in a season, and again, when you talk about young kids, that's a lot of hockey to play.
Windsor will find themselves next year battling some pretty good clubs in the OHL that want to knock off the king.
The guys know how good it feels to win it. Why give someone else a chance to feel like it?
I got to make sure that the first half of next season, how hard to push them and when to lay off, because they're going to be still a little bit tired, and that's going to be our biggest challenge. Second challenge is to try and get these guys motivated again. I think we got great character, but you've won everything. You can never top what we did this year.